I am on YouTube. Welcome to my first live Q&A, Don't Let the Tech Bugs Bite. So hopefully I'm just going to hang out for a couple of seconds to see if anyone's going to join me. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to check that we are live. Now, there is a link in the description for you to click if you want your comments to show up. So hopefully you will do that. So I'm just going to check out that we are on YouTube, and I'm going to share that into a couple of groups just to make sure. Now, there is a StreamYard, what is it? Authorization, I suppose that's what you want to call it, to allow you to let me put your comments and your picture and your profile name up on the screen. So if you do want that to happen, then please do, by all means, click that link. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be talking to you about Instagram stories. And I want to initiate the conversation about Instagram stories just because it's quite a big topical subject. 500 million people are using Instagram stories on a daily basis. So if they're using it on a daily basis, then somebody must be doing something right. And it's a way of you really capturing your audience's attention. So my name is Anita Wong, and I'm bringing these weekly Q&As to you so that you've got a platform to ask questions about what you want to learn about. So just give me a second. I'm going to get onto my channel and I'm going to just check out that I'm here. And if I am, I'm going to share that across everywhere so that people can join me. Because what I want to happen is I want the conversation to be so good that you want to be here every week. So I am live. It's saying that I'm live, which is really, really cool. And I can hear myself now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the share link. And then I'm going to shut that down because I don't need to look at it because I can get everything off of where I am now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just quickly share it to everywhere whilst I wait for a few people to join me. And then I'm going to briefly give you an oversight of what Instagram stories are, how you use them, and then I'm going to open the platform for questions. Obviously, it's my first live, so I might not have many people here, but if I do, that's really good. If I don't, then so be it. So we'll just see how things pan out. So let me just get to my page, and I'm going to just paste it on there, and I'm going to pop it onto LinkedIn as well. So let's just see what happens. So if you are joining me, then just remember to click the StreamYard link so that we can go live. So let's have a little look at what we're doing. Just wait for that to load. Obviously, because there's a few instruments working, it's going to take a lot of bandwidth. So we'll just see how we get on with this. Okay, so let's have a little look. I'm live. Come over and join me. Okay, share now. Let's pop it onto LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Now, the good thing about YouTube is that I can trim this video later. So once I've finished my live and I've got past all this conversation bit and the sharing bit, then I'll be able to trim that off so that when you're looking at my live later, I'll go straight to the point, which is a really good thing. I'm live on YouTube. Why not pop over and join me? Post. Okay, brilliant. So I popped it in the two places that I wanted it to be in. So I'm going to just leave it there and I'm going to start off sharing my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an overview of what IG stories are. And then hopefully by that point, might have a couple of people here to ask me a question. If not, I have a couple of questions written down. So I'm going to share my screen with you and we're going to look at Instagram stories. So let me just share my screen. Let me just check that it is completely active. So where are we? Share. Okay, so let's just get that one up. So let me just remove that and let me just get on. So one of the good things about lives is that, you know, I suppose I'm not that stressed about not having the tech completely working, because it's live, it's natural, it's what it should be like. And I'm not going to be a perfectionist at this. And I don't want you to think that you have to be a perfectionist either, because if being a perfectionist puts you off going live or doing a video or posting to your social media, then you're looking at it in the wrong way. And I'll just talk to you about that while I'm getting set up. So why would you be a perfectionist? Well, a lot of us are. We don't want our brands to be seen as being like not ready or incomplete or not on the ball. But we're all on this learning curve. And the learning curve is something that we have to get over. It's a hurdle that one has to step past. And you can do it. And I'm like, that's why I've decided that I want to do these lives, because I want to show you all how to step past those hurdles. Okay, so with no hesitation at all, I'm going to share my screen with you. So I'm using StreamYard tonight. It is a new live streaming platform. It's really, really good because it allows you to stream to multiple platforms. But I'm just streaming to YouTube because I want to really grow my YouTube channel. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to look at Instagram, and I'm going to look at specifically Instagram stories. So to find Instagram stories, you have to do one of two things. The first thing you want to do is you want to log into your Instagram account, which is what I'm doing now. And then what you want to do is you want to go to your homepage, and the circle here, this circle here is where you have stories, which are active at the moment. So I popped this one up earlier on today to tell you all to come here and join me for my live. So what's the advantage of IG stories? Well, the first thing is you can be a little bit more practical about what you're doing, because they only last for 24 hours. So when you put a post into the feed, so the feed is this bit here, these squares are your feed. These are the ones that stay there forever. Unless you go in and delete them, they will be there on your page forever. But with stories, they disappear after 24 hours unless you put them into these little circles that you see here on the screen. Now, those little circles are what's known as highlights. So a highlight is a way of putting your stories into your viewers' view forever. So if you have a story that you love, then you can put those on there. So we're going to look at Instagram stories, whether you love, or I didn't want to write the word HATE in there, but some of you might not like them. And a lot of the time you don't like them because you don't know how to use them, or you're a little bit scared of them. And that's perfectly normal in this entrepreneurial world. It is really hard to keep up with tech. Tech moves on, you know, every day you wake up and something's changed. So if you are joining me live, I would love for you to say hi. Tell me where you're joining me from. Don't be scared that I've just mentioned that I might see somebody joining me. Please don't just run away. Just click on the StreamYard link that's in the description and just join me. Just pop a question up about IG stories. So how do you find IG stories? So like I said, on your own profile page, they are your picture. Your profile image is where you can access your IG stories. So when I click it, I have my IG stories from today. Now they'll last for 24 hours. If I want to put a new story up, I have to go to my feed. And to do that, you have to go down the bottom on the left. So I'm going to just take the writing off for a second, because that's in the way of what I'm saying. So the little house down the bottom there is where you want to go. And you can access to put a live story up in two ways. The first way is you can click that little house and then you use your finger and you swipe to the right. So you go this way. And what it does is it opens the camera up for the IG stories. Or you can just click up the top here on the left-hand side at the top where there's a little camera. If you click that, that also accesses it like so. So now you can see me on the screen. You can see my microphone, my Yeti, and then you can see my tree in the background. And if you look very carefully, you can see my little doggy. So this is how you access IG stories. So to use IG stories, there are quite a few different ways, and I'm going to run through them really quickly because I want you to give me any questions or comments that you might have about using IG stories. So if you are watching secretly in the background there, please pop a comment on and I'll answer the question for you. So there is type. So you can type in whatever you want to type in. So type, you can just be really expressive. So like, I love IG stories. So there you go. Then when you're done, you click that big white circle and it just pastes it for you. Now you can change the color background by clicking it again and clicking on the actual text. And then you can change the color of the text if you want. Then you can add what's known as a sticker. So you can put a sticker, you can say where you are, you can mention people, you can put a hashtag, you can put a GIF, you can put the time, you can run a poll, you can ask questions, which I'm asking now. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. You can also do a countdown, you can ask a quiz, you can set up a chat. There's lots and lots of stuff you can do. So for instance, if I wanted to ask a question, it's like, I'm live now. Ask me a question. And then I can post it by clicking done. And that's it. And then what I can do is I can send that to my stories. If I click that now, it gives me the choice to add it to my story. Ta-da, done. Now, another way of going on your stories, you can go live. So like I am now live on YouTube, I can go live on my IG story. So I want to go live now, see whether it breaks everything. I can actually go live. So there you go. I'm live. I'm live on my IG stories. Hi, everyone. I'm actually live on my IG stories while streaming to YouTube. So I'm live on my YouTube channel. So you can see if I flip it round and turn it round, I'm going to show you. That's my computer. You can see I'm streaming to YouTube. That's my microphone. It's my little light and my webcam. And then if I turn it back round, that's me. My little doggy over there sitting near the door. And that's how you go live. So you can go live on Instagram. And what happens when you go live on Instagram is that Instagram will notify your followers that you've gone live. So that's a really good thing to do as well. You could do a mask while you're live. So if you don't want to look like yourself, you can put a different mask on. You can do lots of different things. I quite like this one because it's like you're in space. It's like, woo. You can have really cool shades on. You can just have like a mystical. You can go as if you're on a film. There's lots and lots of different ways you can do it. So let's just end that for now. And then we'll ask you to end now. And then I'm going to share it to my story. So going live is really, really easy. So then you've got normal. So this is where you can take a photograph or you can take a video in 15-second increments. So a story is 15 seconds long. Okay. Each story lasts for 24 hours, but Instagram has made it so that when you record, it records it in 15-second increments. So if I wanted to record now, oops, I have to hold it actually to record. So let's do that again. When you press and hold, you can record for 15-second increments. And what Instagram will do is it will give you the sections, a bit like a video timeline, for instance. If you're creating a video, maybe in wave.video, you're creating a social video, each section of the timeline can be 15 seconds long. So this is going to do it. So as you can see on the screen, you can see there's one section of me there already. And what it's doing is it's doing another section. And it does this up to 60 seconds. So you can create a 60-second video on your Instagram stories. And when I let go, what it does is it gives you those sections to actually add to your story individually. So it gives you a chance to put an emoji on. So, I could put a hashtag, digital strategy, or digital marketing is quite a good one. Let's do digital strategies. You can change the color of that. You can do it lightly and you can put it down here. You can do a little sticker. So you can just do live on YouTube. I'm going to put YouTube in there and it will bring these ones up for you. Ta-da! So I can put that in. Then I can go to the next section and repeat it again. So I'm going to do another live YouTube, like so. I keep putting YouTube. And I'm going to put that one on there, and I'm going to make it bigger. You make it bigger by using your 2 fingers, like so. And what you do is you get hold of it and you make it bigger or you make it smaller. But my fingers are making it bigger and smaller. So I'm bringing them out or bringing them in. That's how you make the emojis or any of the text that you put on bigger or smaller. I always put a hashtag because hashtags work really well on Instagram stories. They're really good for search. When somebody's looking for you or looking for what you do, then the Instagram search is really good. So don't forget, if you are joining me, to please tell me where you're streaming in from, what you do, what you love about Instagram stories, what you don't like about Instagram stories. If you have any questions, then please do put them inside there for me. So I'm going to put IG stories in there, and I'm going to also put YouTube live. So once you're done, you can just stick that anywhere, and then you go on to the next one. Again, obviously, if you're doing a 60 seconds or 45 seconds like I've just done, you can put, you know, whatever you want. I'm going to put reshare it, and I'm going to put join me. See if that comes up with a GIF. Come and join me. There you go. And I'm going to put on YouTube. YouTube. Oh, there you go. Oh, brilliant. So now I've actually put different things on each one. I'm going to put my hashtags in there. I'm going to put IG stories. I'm also going to put digital strategist. And then I'm going to put that down there. Now, actually, hashtags are clickable in Instagram stories. They're not so clickable in Facebook stories, but they are actively clickable for search in Instagram stories. So once you're happy, you click next. And then you have the option to share to your Instagram stories and or you can share to your Facebook. Now, I prefer not to share to my Facebook stories at the same time as my Instagram stories. The reason for that is that some of the activities and GIFs and stickers that you put on your IG stories don't work as well over on Facebook stories. So I always feel that your audience is also different over on Facebook to the audience that you have on Instagram. So I think that it should be separate. So hi, Nick. So slick and professional. Of course, of course. Thank you for joining me tonight. So that's how you do your text. You go live and you do your videos. Now, there are other options in IG stories. You see, you've got Boomerang. Boomerang is where you can do a video and it will sort of do it quick. So like I can do this and it will just repeat it back. Do you see how it's like a boomerang effect? So you can do that, or you can do super zoom so it actually focuses in on you. And it will record you as you are. It will also do focus, so you can actually focus on something. I haven't got anything good to focus on apart from my tea. I can do that now. So like if I focus on my tea, it will focus in on it. So it brings it sort of closer. Do you see? Not really, but anyway. And then you can do hands-free. Now, hands-free is really good because what hands-free does is it allows you to let go of the button when you're recording. So if you are going to do a recording which is perhaps 30 seconds long, 45 seconds long, you can actually press and hold it and it will record you doing the recording. So I'm not actually touching it now. So like, as you can see, you've got both hands up here and I'm actually recording. So as you can see, it's still recording. If you can see there, it's still recording. And it's recording because it keeps adding these 15-second widgets on. So that's how you know it's recording. So that's really good as well. So let me just stop my share a second. So that's how you actually use Instagram stories. So Nick, I know you're in the life and health insurance business, and I'm wondering whether you use Instagram stories for that. So if you do, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. So some of the questions I get asked about Instagram. So how long does an Instagram story last? Who sees Instagram stories? So how long does an Instagram story last? An Instagram story lasts for 24 hours. Each section within your story lasts for 24 hours. So for instance, if you put a 15-second story up in the morning at 9 a.m., it will stay on your story until 9 a.m. the next day. However, if you put one up at midday, that will stay until midday the next day, unless you remove them. Now, you can obviously remove Instagram stories yourself, but that's how it works. Now, another question is, who sees my Instagram story? So what happens with Instagram is that there are two ways of posting to Instagram. The first way is in your feed, which is the square blocks that you saw just now. And the second way is your story. So if I share my screen with you again, and I'll just get my screen back up when I get off my stories. So the feed are these square blocks that you see in front of you. Now they stay on your story forever. Okay, they stay there for all time. However, your story, which is up here, stays for only 24 hours. Now, the story with the little red play button means that I've gone live today. And I went live earlier on, well, actually just now, whilst I was doing this particular live. So that's why you can see that. But if you go to search something, so if you click this search button here, this one down here, if I was to click, say, let's say, winter hats, let's just choose that one, winter hats. It's nearly winter. It's blooming cold today. You see how you've got the hashtag winter hats. So that's the hashtag that you want to look at. When I click that, up the top, we have the story. So you see the story with the hashtag. That means that somebody has put a story up on Instagram with the hashtag winter hats. And everybody that's put the hashtag winter hats into their feed is in this grid at the bottom. But the ones that put the story up here get a little bit more publicity. Now, the reason I say they get more publicity is because if you imagine that you put your permanent post on your feed, and so do 500 million people, 250 million people worldwide, put a post up on the same day as you. Your post has got to be so unique and so eye-catching to grab someone's attention. Whereas if you put a story up here at the top, you've already got the monopoly of people's views, because you look at those choices that we have here. Let me share my screen again. You see we've got this 9 grid, which is the very popular grid on Instagram. And you keep going and you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. There's lots and lots of posts about winter hats. However, when you click up here in the stories, there is only 2 posts about winter hats. And you know there's only 2 posts because if you look very, very closely at the very top here, there's a small little gap between the first story and the second story. So it's now this post at the beginning is by Jelena_Ost. The next post, you can't really see it very well, is by photobart.uk. So these are 2 different brands using stories, but they've already caught my attention at the top because there's only 2 of them there. Whereas on the feed, there's lots and lots and lots. Oh, hey, hi, Rich. Rich has joined us as well. I was looking for you on Facebook. Yeah, I put my post over there, but I'm here on YouTube. So thanks for joining me. So Nick says, as you know, I'm unsure about social media at the moment and how people use it and how people consume it. But you certainly make it simple to understand. I'm going to pop that little comment on. So Nick has just said he's a little bit unsure about how to use social media as a whole for his business and how people consume the content. So I'm hoping that this sort of like helps you a little bit. And then we have RGA Social Media has just joined us as well. So what I was trying to explain is that when you are using Instagram stories, you have a much better chance of putting yourself in front of other people, because if you use stories and put a hashtag in, then you are going to get seen exactly more uniquely at the top here, like so. So if I was to search for another suggestion, so say like, I don't know, social media help. A lot of people need social media help. At the top, there is a hashtag. So if I click that, those people who are using Instagram stories are going to be shown up here. So again, there's only 2 people that have used the hashtag in their story, whereas there's lots and lots of people here in the feed that you've got to choose from. Now, we know that a lot more people are actually consuming stories over the feed. And that happens on Facebook as well as Instagram, that people are more likely to look at the stories because look at where they are. They're right at the top of your feed, small little, very inviting circles that you can see, and you think, oh, I'm going to just click that and I'll have a little look at that one, you know, and we can see what people are up to. And then you scroll through and you think, oh, okay, I'll have a look at this one, see what they're doing. And then you can see that they're on holiday. And then you can see that, you know, we've got Bridget here who's in Wales, she's sharing stuff. So there's lots and lots of stuff, and you can consume it really quickly. But when you do consume it, it sticks in your mind. And one of the things with IG stories is that if you're using stories and you're using them regularly, people are going to start remembering that that's what you're doing, that they are going to think, that brand uses IG stories because I see their story all the time. I can see what they're posting and it works really well. And they're touching me every day through their content. And I can see how their content is working for them. And that's the big difference between what you have on IG stories and what you have on your feed. So I had some questions here. So, this one, for instance, what are your main issues with using IG stories? So a lot of people, it's, I don't know what to do, what content to do. So you could do what I just did when I went live. You could just go live. You don't even have to go live for very long. You can go for like a couple of minutes. Just go on and say, hi, this is me. This is what I do. This is how I help you. You know, if you're listening to this and you think, oh, I could do with someone helping me do that, whether you're a virtual assistant or you're a business coach or you're a wellness person or you're a personal trainer, you go on and show people what it is that you do, but you give them value while you do it. So you basically do something that they can do themselves for free. They will love you to bits because they will just come back and look at what you're doing. So for instance, this live that I'm doing on YouTube at the moment, I've given lots of information away already. I've shown you how to use IG stories. I've shown you how to find where to find it, how to actually go live on it, how to post on it. Yes, I haven't gone into it really in big depth, but actually skimming over the surface is probably enough for a lot of people to get an idea of how it works. So I'm planning to do these lives every week. So this week has been concentrating around IG stories, and I'm really, really pleased that a couple of you have found me. I know that it's the first time that I've done this, so obviously I haven't been shown to lots of people for a while. But what I'm going to plan to do is every week I'm going to do a different subject. So before I shoot off, what I'm going to say to you is that what I do is I'm a digital strategist. So I help people understand how to use the tools of social media, but also all the apps that you need to learn how to use to accomplish your end goal. So if you want to get leads, or you want new clients, or you want to get someone to buy your product, you need to learn how to use the tools at your fingertips. Now, all the social media tools that we have at our fingertips, including Instagram stories and Instagram, Facebook stories, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, they're all free. they're all free for you to use. You don't have to pay a penny to actually use those platforms. The only thing that stops you from really grabbing hold of them and making them work is knowledge, is knowing exactly how to use them. And that's where I can help, because that's what I do. I can show you how to use them in a strategic way that will make you get more return on your investment. So that's the sort of thing that I do. So this week we've been talking about how to use IG stories. It's a completely free way of using it. Instagram stories is completely free for you to use. It's completely free for you to promote your business on, to reach out to your clients, to inform them, give them value, really show them what it is that makes you tick and what you can give them. It's all free, completely. So next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to the stories theme, and we're going to look at Facebook stories because they are different. Instagram stories is a little bit more restrictive in what it gives you as a business owner in the way that you can reach or you can convert clients and take them somewhere else than Facebook. So Instagram stories allows you to post as many times as you want in any 24-hour period. After 24 hours it goes, but you do need to have more than 10,000 followers to have an exclusive link in your Instagram stories. Next week, I'm going to show you how you can have a swipe up link in your Facebook stories for no pennies at all. Nothing, no money passing anyone's hands. You can have the swipe up on your Facebook stories for no money at all, but you need to know how to do it. So if you want to learn how to get the swipe up in your Facebook stories completely free of charge without spending a penny, then you need to be here at 8 p.m. next Tuesday to find out how. So just to wrap up tonight, thank you so much for joining me if you've joined me live. If you are watching the replay of this, I'm trying to keep it under sort of 30, 35 minutes so that you don't get too bored. If you are watching the replay and you have any questions about what you're watching or how Instagram stories works or how it disappears and then reappears and does, whatever it does, then please pop them in the comments below this video and I will answer your questions. This will be on YouTube in about 20, 25 minutes once it's done its stuff and it's rendered. And I chop off the bit at the beginning where we were like seeing if anyone was going to join us. And then you can ask away, because sometimes when you watch somebody do something, that's when you start getting the questions. So if you do have any questions, I'm going to leave this little banner up here. That one. Pop them in the comments below and I will answer them. I'm very good at answering questions on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, which is about there, I think, when you see it. I will be going live. I do have a mission the next month to put a new video on my YouTube channel every day. And those will include how to solve your issues on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and using the WordPress Divi theme. So WordPress as a whole, but I love the Divi theme. So I'm going to be doing a few more videos on that as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to say here, thank you. I'm going to put my own comment in. Thank you for joining my live, Nick and RJR social media. That's a really good question. Is Instagram swipe up 10,000 followers? Yes, it is. But there is a way around it. So you have to have 10,000 followers on Instagram to enable the swipe up, which gives you a unique URL. When I say a unique URL, it means a website address that is specific for where you want to take them. So maybe your landing page or a website or a YouTube video or something like that. You have to have 10,000 followers or more to have that. However, if you start using Instagram TV, which is known as IGTV, you can put a clickable link in the description of your IGTV channel. So, for instance, I'm going to share my screen with you again because I love doing this. Let me just make sure I'm doing it right because I have to be on my Wi-Fi to get my screen to share on here with you. So let me just pop that on. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so what we have to do. So hopefully some of you know. So if you know what IGTV is, you'll know what I'm going to talk about. But IGTV is basically Instagram's TV channel. So when you go to your home page, you see this bit in the middle here. So this bit here, where my mouse is the IGTV. So if I click it, that gives you my IGTV channel. Excuse me. So if you have under 10,000 followers on your Instagram, you can upload up to 10 minutes of video to your IGTV. It has to be portrait, like it is now, like this. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to put a title and a description. But in the description, it also allows you to put links. Now, they are clickable if you view the post in IGTV. So, for instance, this one here, which says, join me live every Tuesday from 8 p.m, is a video that I put up on IGTV. When I click where it says 8 p.m, and I click the description, you see there is a clickable link. When I click that link, it actually takes me out of Instagram and it takes me to my live broadcast, which is what we're doing now. Post in IGTV. I can't pause that now. For instance, this one here, let's pause that. So, I think I just lost you. Hang on a minute. Let me just make sure whether you can see this. Yeah, I should be able to see this. Hang on. Let me just check that I'm still mirroring. It might not have done it because we are. Oh. Okay, let me just check. Sorry, let me just. Oh, no, I don't want that one. I want this one. Let's just check that you can still see what I'm doing. So share screen. Yep, hang on a second. Okay, yeah, so you can see my screen again. So sorry about that. So basically what I did is I went into my IGTV, which is what I was saying, and I clicked on this link, which takes me to my YouTube channel, which is the one that we're on now, which is what I'm streaming to. So that's inside of Instagram, but it's inside of IGTV. So I don't have 10,000 followers. If you look at my account, if I come out of this and I go back to my Instagram, I've got 1,746 followers. So I don't have 10,000 followers. I don't have the ability to have the swipe up in my Instagram stories. But what I do have is I have the ability to post to my IGTV where I will have the swipe up. So when you view it inside of Instagram, the link doesn't work. You see, I can try and click on it and it's not working. But if I view it inside of IGTV, so I click watch full IGTV video, and then I view it by clicking where it says, and then I click on it, it does work. So that's another workaround on how you can get a link inside of your actual Instagram account without having 10,000 followers. So RJR Social, Rich, to answer your question, you do need 10,000 followers or more to have a organic swipe up in IG stories. You can, however, have a paid swipe up in IGTV stories. They are like any paid advertising. You can have the swipe up. But if you join me next week at 8 p.m, exactly the same time, same day, I will show you how you can have the swipe up in your Facebook stories without 10,000 followers and without having to pay. So I'm going to call it quits now. We've had quite a few different things that we've covered on IG stories. We've done a few questions about what IGTV stories is all about, and IG Instagram stories is all about. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give me the thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will be posting a video every day for the next couple of weeks onto my YouTube channel, and I'll be going live every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. So I would love to see you again next week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.